everyone, it is Friday. That means a podcast is dropping, more collegiate insight from individuals within the scene. Also, yesterday was 4th of July for the United States. It's 4th of July for most of the world, but 4th of July is a little bit important for the United States. So I hope everyone in the U.S., all my U.S. friends, colleagues, I guess family. I don't really think any of my family really listened to this, but I hope I hope everyone had a safe and fun Independence Day, especially safe. Emphasis on safe. I know a lot of drinking goes on 4th of July, and there's also explosives. For some reason, we decided to combine that. I don't know if other countries do that for their Independence Day. I haven't really celebrated Independence Day as another citizen of another country, or I guess a citizen of another country. I might be rambling a little bit too much on this. Mostly, just be safe. I hope you're all safe. I hope you are. The worst that maybe happened to you is that you're a little bit hungover. Something some ibuprofen can handle, or however you handle your dehydration and your body rejecting everything you put in it the previous day. So, not too much in the way of news. I told you last week I was going to start including the news into some podcast, into the beginning of the podcast, I should say. Not too much in the way of news. I deleted my Twitter off my phone, the Twitter app. I got in kind of a mood. I talk about that in the conversation later on. But I got into a mood, deleted Twitter off of my phone, so I don't really have that much access to collegiate esport news unless I'm at my desktop these days. And that might go on for until next week, and maybe until my mood gets resolved. I do that sometimes, and I do apologize for that, but I assure you, there wasn't that much collegiate news. There was a little bit. Clarky, congratulations. If you're listening to this, Clarky, congratulations on being a homeowner. You're a homeowner in St. Louis. You've been doing this. How long have you been trying to be a homeowner? Like a year? It seems like forever. You tweet about it periodically, and it seems like you're always there, and then you're not. And I'm just glad you're doing it, man. So yeah, congratulations, esport director of Maryville University, 2-time champ. He's a homeowner now. I think he deserves it. He's a busy guy. Does a lot. In other news, Harrisburg University, their Hugh Invitational's coming up. They called it Hugh Fest last year. I think they're just going to call it Hugh Invitational this year, it looks like, September 19th through the 22nd. You can go on to their Twitter at twitter.com/HUStormEsports for more information. It's their pinned tweet because you can sign up. And again, go to the website that's linked there, and you'll have more information. Guests this week are actually going to be multiples. They're going to be 2 guests. They are going to be the broadcasters from Boise State, Idaho. They're the, I guess they're the official broadcasters of Boise State. You don't really hear any other person's voice more associated with Boise State than these two. Adam and Lisa, they joined me on the podcast today. I guess this week. I should say this week because it's not technically today. Obviously, this is all pre-recorded. It's not live, but they joined me, and So I always pitch this podcast as an organic conversation. I just want to talk, and I don't care where it goes. And this is absolutely no offense to my previous guests, because I love having guests on talking about whatever. And if collegiate esports is what it is, and collegiate esports is what it's going to be, it can be anything, though. Chase, him and I talked so much about esports that I think his Discord harkens to a Star Trek meme, like a kind of an old Star Trek thing with red shirts, and I feel like we could have made a whole podcast out of Star Trek, and I would have loved that, but we were on such a tangent about esports that it never came to that. And we talked for 2 hours, and by that time I was hungry and sweaty because, fun fact, I turned my AC off while I podcast because I don't want the AC in the background because it makes a slight hum. It annoys me when I listen to it back, so I turn it off, and I'm in Vegas, it's like 100 degrees, so when I'm talking for 2 hours in a box, it starts to get very hot. So by that time, as much as I wanted to talk about Star Trek, which I think he's knowledgeable in it. I haven't actually asked him, but I think that's what his Discord handle alludes to. I think we could have talked about Star Trek, and I could talk about that for probably days. Didn't happen. We talked about esports, and that's what it's been so far. Esports. But Lisa and Adam break that mold. We talk about almost everything. Personal and non-personal. We talk about, we do talk about esports, collegiate esports specifically, obviously. It's kind of inevitable that we're going to be talking about that eventually, but talk about collegiate esports. We also talk about music. We talk about traveling. We talk about depression. We talk about wrestling. King of Dong Style, Joey Ryan, mention him. That's a good one. I could make a whole week of podcasts out of just wrestling alone. But yeah, organic conversation to its core. Lisa, Adam, myself, we had that. and it was incredible. It was an incredible amount of fun. We talked for a little bit over half an hour, or no, hour and a half. Sorry about that, hour and a half, and could have easily went longer because we had so much to talk about. We talked about a variety of subjects, and that's exactly what I wanted from this podcast from the very beginning. It's just, yeah, I love talking about collegiate esports, but let's talk about our depression, guys. We all have it. And if you don't, bless you, and you're lucky, and I envy you. But you know what? When you find a common ground, you talk about it, and that's kind of what I did. And it's not all about depression. It does kind of start out that way because I get into the whole Twitter thing, deleting it, blah 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 blah. But it's good stuff. I hope you all enjoy it. Here it is. How's it going? This is actually the second time we've talked voice to voice, I believe.
Yeah. The first time you were congratulating us on a very long weekend.
Yeah. It was face to face the first time.
It was, yeah.
Our second encounter, not face to face, but hey, we've got the voice in there.
Well, yeah. Technically, this is Adam's second encounter with me. It's my third encounter with you because you were in Vegas for that one convention where that dude proposed to his girlfriend in the middle of the wrestling ring.
We didn't actually have any direct interaction, though.
No, you were busy.
That encounter. So it was kind of a voyeuristic encounter. Actually, it's kind of creepy.
Yeah, if you want to go there.
You saw me and I didn't see you.
Yeah, that's usually how it is, though, right?
Yeah,
with most people, just in general.
I'm just in the closet with the camera. Apparently,
I don't know how many people I've met, just because most of it's voyeuristic. So you never know.
It's the internet.
Is this an esports podcast or what are we talking about here?
It's a conversational podcast involving people in the collegiate esports scene. So you know what, I can't really be held accountable.
I like to think I'm entertaining enough.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, I was supposed to. Well, I mean, you both invited.
Yeah, no, go on. You were supposed to what?
You both invited me. I wasn't supposed to do anything because I have free will.
Okay, I guess.
You both invited me up to Boise to watch Magic Sword, which I really appreciate. Thank you very much for that. And I'm sorry I couldn't go.
We'll get you next time, dude. Yeah, it's all right. It was a phenomenal show. The openers were. One was good. One was super lackluster.
The first one was so bad it was good.
Who were the openers?
Yeah. The first guy was just like a local opener who thought he was good with a guitar and a mixing board, and he wasn't.
The second one was Chon the Nomad, right?
Yeah, Chon the Nomad.
She was awesome. She was fantastic. Chon, C-H-O-N. And she was like kind of low, like she was from Oregon or Washington or something like that. But not only did she play really well, but she put on a hell of a performance and was dancing the entire time.
Anybody who has the like Wii channel or Wii creator music and can remix it and just have so much fun is like immediately top tier in my book. So.
Is that what she did?
Yeah, like she had just a bunch of like nerdy mixes and stuff like that. But whenever you hear boo boo doo boo,
yeah, right.
Like freeze and go, wait a minute, is this real
People
life?
Loved it.
That's kind of what pegboard nerds do.
Yeah,
don't they? Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. And then Magic Sword was phenomenal as always.
You can't not be phenomenal if you're Magic Sword.
I would love to see them outside of Boise. I realize that they're a Boise band, but like to see them on like a full production stage would be.
They were in Vegas last year, but it was part of a big event. It wasn't just Magic Sword. I forget what it was called. It was like some sort of like synth metal like festival of some sort. I thought about going because like they were there.
Cool.
But I was like, that's the thing is like I don't want to buy a ticket to a festival and only going for one band. Even though I probably discover other bands, I don't have tolerance for humans and outside behavior and group thought and all that stuff.
I'd need a mission in that environment.
Yeah. That's kind of so. Yeah, so that's why I went to that convention. I don't even remember what was that convention even called that you were casting at. That the main reason I went there was mostly just to say hi and then leave because.
And I feel really bad.
No. Yeah,
like you were texting me or messaging me, and I was really busy, obviously.
Yeah.
And it was a cool event, but I will not go again unless he pays me a lot of money because I paid completely out of pocket. And I covered a lot more than I was originally going to. I also actually helped with the teardown and cleanup. And then the CEO actually ended up paying all the other people in front of me, and he didn't give me anything for casting and
that's called abuse.
Yeah, for participating, for being a part of it. So he would definitely, because I spent probably over $1,000 on that trip just for the flight and hotel.
Do you remember
calling me? This was for exposure.
You ready for this? So I'm at home, with the child at the time, like, go baby, go spread your wings, go do the Level Up
Liam was
Expo.
just born by then.
He was a little dude at this point.
Yeah.
And she calls me and she's like, hey, for some reason I don't have the money that I need. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? She's like, I'm walking from a gas station to my hotel and it is very scary. And she sends me a picture of like straight up the seediest Las Vegas area I have probably ever seen in my entire life.
Where were you?
I was like, I'm good.
Yeah, she was thoroughly convinced that she was fine, but I could like see the creepy hobo with like the hook hand in the background that she couldn't see apparently. And I was like, stop moving. Here's my credit card number. Please call an Uber right now so you don't get like murdered on the streets. She thought she had it. She's a very independent woman, and that's what I like about you. But you forked out pretty hard for that whole thing.
Wait, where were you?
I couldn't even tell you.
Oh God.
Well, I know you weren't here.
I don't even know. I was on a pretty major street. I was walking back. Where was I walking from?
What hotel did you stay in?
I started out at the Westgate.
Oh, that's what it was, yeah.
Which was crazy expensive. It was the hotel that was it was the convention center of the hotel was being used. So the Westgate Convention Center, I believe, it might have had a different name. Funny thing, the first day actually, I was hanging out with a bunch of people. They were all really cool, but they were definitely a lot more active, I guess, physical than I would think the Level Up people would be. And it was like a meat convention. So yeah, the first day,
like running around and stuff.
I was just like hanging out with people and like helping them out because they were setting up. And eventually I was like, okay, does anyone know this guy? And nobody did. And I was on the wrong building, wrong portion of the building. The buildings are so big. It was a cool event though. Any casting event I enjoy, and that was actually, I did lie on that one. I said I had done Overwatch casting before, and I hadn't. But
I thought you did Overwatch casting at Midwest.
No.
Oh no, that was Rocket League.
Yeah, so we did Rocket League, and that was the first time that we'd ever casted that game as well, because that was a spur of the moment. They just they were like, we don't have anyone to cast Rocket League, but we have Rocket League players.
To be fair, they didn't pay you, so it's like, what do they want?
Yeah, that's
Lisa
true.
would like take a bunch of pocket lint and like a 5-year-old sparkler if you're like wanting to cast them.
Yeah, it's true. The sparkler would be bonus. Actually, that's great.
Just for reference, anytime either of you two, I can't vouch for a child because I don't want to be responsible for a kid.
No one does.
No offense to Liam, he looks lovely even when he's wearing a Team Liquid hat. But like anytime either of you two are in like Vegas, like my couch pulls out into a bed. Yeah, like you're more than welcome to chill there if you're not being comped a room. Which, by the way, if you're not being comped a room, you shouldn't take the job.
Keep going with this one.
No, well, I mean, like I'm snooty now. I don't do things unless I like.
Lisa's just too pure of heart,
No, well, okay, so that was the only event technically that I did on my own out of my own pocket, which I had the help that I got from my dad's pocket.
But did you learn?
So I did, but that was over a year ago actually, and I did meet some cool people and I did make really good connections, and I know now who not to trust, which was a great learning experience. But I'm still in contact with a lot of the people that I ended up meeting in Vegas. Somebody actually got a hold of me asking if I was going to be at the convention there this year. And I explained to them that I wasn't even offered. Yes, it was a lot of money. If I could go back, I would not do it again. But it needed to happen. I needed to spend a lot of money on one out there pro bono kind of thing, and it ended up costing a lot more than I thought it would.
Now you're casting Collegiate.
Well, he told me
Overwatch.
He would pay. So I thought I was going down there and was getting paid, and then he was like, "Well, I said I might pay you." So it ended up getting cut down to
you got the quotation marks going.
Oh dear Lord.
Again, I know who not to trust.
Yeah, you do learn a lot. Yeah.
So but the last event I did, I was paid very well. So I've learned.
I didn't start being an independent contractor type person until like 3 years in, and I had been with CSL for most of that time. Actually, all that time. So I kind of knew what to expect and how to get into there. So I'm like super grateful for that. But man, like I would have been pissed. I probably wouldn't even cast it anymore after that. I would have just been pissed. I'm very bitter, and I just don't get down like that.
Well, I'm in the same boat. I've done radio for goddamn.
Yeah, you're radio.
I was like, "Did you sign a contract?" She's like, "What's a contract?" It's like, "Oh, honey. Oh, dear. Okay, well, I'm gonna." But like, that's one of the first things I think that really for this like industry, whether it's radio or esports or whatever, you like really have to know your self-worth. Like, what are you willing to do? If Lisa's willing to go out there for, like I said, the pocket lint and sparklers, then fine, do your thing. If you want to fork out that money for exposure, that's like, okay, that's cool for you. I'm on the other spectrum where I've worked for free for 10 years as an intern doing this kind of stuff, and so I'm not sure I could do that kind of thing. And so it's one of the earliest things that you learn. And now, like you said, a year later, you're definitely like in a better spot. Both professionally.
I do feel bad sometimes turning down jobs because they're like from people I respect, but it's like you're not gonna pay me. It's like I got a dog and a wife. I got and myself. I'm like,
it's a lot going on.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like Liam or anything like that. But it's like Abbott, bless his heart, is like he's tame. He just kind of loafs around. So he's like very low maintenance. Trained, right? He is, yeah. He's potty trained and he's low maintenance.
That's more than we can say for Liam. So you're one up on us.
You learn eventually. I don't know if it's the same method. I wouldn't really do it the same method actually at all. But it did work on Abbott, so if you want that method, I'll DM you guys.
All right, yeah, I might hit you up later for that one.
We'll take the Spark Notes over a VOD review.
We're gonna be like going in the bathroom with doggy bags. Like, good boy. He doesn't like the kibble. What's going on? All right. God. Anyway, back to the esports stuff. Sorry, I'm ADD.
Feel free to have ADD. It's a conversation. That's what this podcast is about. Just kind of conversing with people.
You can edit it, right?
I'm not editing a damn thing. I don't like working. This is free. I'm not doing it. This is okay. There you go. True. How you casted Overwatch for the very first time for free. I am doing this for free. I don't edit a damn thing because
there you go.
I don't want to work because it's not paid.
Oh wait, so we're not getting paid.
See, I'm learning from.
Thank you.
Experts.
Yeah. Yeah, don't pay our guests. That's one way to cut corners. And you learned that from a promoter. I learned that from promoters.
So we're all in a better place though.
Yeah. No, that's to say I don't take. Ow. I'm sorry. I just almost fell. I don't take unpaid gigs anymore, and I do negotiate now. I used to. So the progression is just doing things for like $20 a week, and then progressing to we'll just say live events with a small amount of pay, like that like it was incorporated into my like overall season, like CSL. I used to get it was before CSL contracts happened. It was just kind of a trust thing, and bless them.
I hope you're a real person.
No, they were no. Well, CSL was like really good. Like I'm blessed to be started with CSL. I'm gonna be honest. Everything worked out well. As far as the staff's like everything worked out. I would assume everything worked out everywhere because like not many. I don't see any big complaints from CSL. And also, I got CSL money way faster than I ever got Riot money. Riot money took 3 or 4 months to get to me, and that just infuriated me. I'm gonna make a podcast about that one day, anyways. I already have that one planned.
That's Mountain West took a little bit, but as soon as I was like, hey, I kind of need to get paid, it was like that same day. Mountain West is just the best.
Not to be like that guy, but entertainment in general just kind of seems like if you stab somebody with a hot poker, suddenly they can do whatever they need to do 3 weeks.
Right, yeah.
It's whoever's stabbing them the hardest at that time that they're actually going to work for. So, but that's the thing is, I don't want to be the guy stabbing them with a poker. I want them to be like, finally, I can get to Lisa, who has just been sitting here so patiently. I can get to Jolly's work, and then I feel like I have that connection with them. But maybe that is why I'm the pushover and need the assistance of or the guidance, I suppose, of those like you hardened, I don't know.
It's mostly just being an asshole and not feeling bad about it. That's really all it is. I feel bad about that. I really do. I don't like being that person to people I like. So like Columbia College has been great. Harrisburg University was great.
Yeah.
But like, every now and then you'll come along those.
Boise State was great.
Yeah. Sorry. So you brought up CC. Who did we just steal from CC? What was his name? I can't remember.
Wait, do you guys have rosters? What happened? I don't know anything about rosters right now.
Is the Lobos?
Oh, Lobos. So we're not like sure. So like we don't have the information.
Or Lobos,
like, in theory, we will be doing another season with Boise State, from my understanding.
Oh, well, I hope so. You guys are pretty much you guys like are like Boise's voice. Like you kind of identify. as Boise.
Hashtag caster couple from Boise.
The only married couple in casting Collegiate ever. I don't even think there's ever.
Is that true?
I don't
know. Because I saw something about a Riot event where there was actually it was a gay couple that casted together. It was
two gals, right?
Chicks, yeah.
Oh, well, mazel tov.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what the event was, but I remember just seeing the tweet, and liking it and seeing
either way
commented on that. Either way, what were the first maybe hetero. I'm sure there are others out there.
We can claim to be the first one with the baby.
First in the Pacific Northwest? Is that a claim? Is that a title to hold?
If you add this many titles, you'll eventually narrow it down to where your guys are so unique.
It's true.
So yeah, I think so. We have CC Dean. Dean was apparently from Columbia College, and then it was a couple months back. We did some. It's called Hack Fort. It's like a Boise nerd fest basically, and suddenly this guy by the name of CC Lobos showed up out of nowhere, and he and Dean are super tight. And I don't know what the situation is there. They're playing Oregon that day. Oregon actually drove all the way out to the jump center, as it's called, Jack's Urban Meeting Place.
It was so nice of them to come and get beaten down by us on our own turf.
Well, that was the thing, is that we got smacked down in the first game. Again, I use the term "we" loosely. And then suddenly this Lobos guy gets substituted in, so they don't lose the 3-0 match or 2-0 match at that point.
He just played. I think he ended up playing mid, and he's
No. They took Lynx out. Remember?
Yeah, Lynx is.
They put him in. No, Lynx is bought with
Red Hots.
Red Hots. Yep. See, has it really been that long?
No, it hasn't been that long. They swap around so much. Okay, so these players, I also get confused. I have a player on my Overwatch team, and again, I say my, but meaning Boise State, just because that's who we work through with a contract.
Yeah.
And Silpan, and so he was originally he was the main jungler for the League of Legends team, and then the following year ended up being on the main tank on the primary team, and took the fame and the success with him, I guess, if you will. So he's now on Overwatch, and then we have two Heroes of the Storm players, one of them playing on Overwatch, and then one of them swapped over to League of Legends because of the drop in HOTS from the collegiate scene. So they found other niches, It's not like it was the end of
I'm just
esports
Boise
for them.
State top 25.
You know what? Okay. So I've noticed that Boise State, I'm not gonna get into a debate here about.
Absolutely, I'm trolling.
Oh no, I know, but I did notice on Twitter a lot of Boise pride. No matter what other people thought. So
yeah.
They caught the fever from football as soon as we went to Tostitos Bowl, and they're still running on that high.
Yeah,
I am not even kidding you. Our football team has been okay since then, but people still bring up the Tostitos Bowl.
Last couple of years, not so hot. But you want to talk about the only things to do in Boise? It's tailgate and that's it.
Yeah, you told me it's kind of stuck in the 90s, right?
A few people died under a bridge.
Yeah, it's huge
recently. So
right,
cool,
But yeah, that sports, that athletic side of Boise State, winning Tostitos Bowl over TCU a handful of years ago, then over the Buckeyes.
You want to talk crap about the Buckeyes on my podcast?
No. I'm just saying it happened.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, sorry.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I remember leaving that day to go on a drive. So I was like, this is a disgrace. Boise State is awful. And then getting the text message like, yo, you have to find a TV. And I literally walked over to the nearest house, knocked on the door, and asked if they were watching the game. It was myself, my best friend, and two other friends. We knocked on the door and said, hey, are you guys watching the game? They're like, absolutely, get your asses in here. And we watched the end of that game.
Only in Boise, though, would people be like, yeah, come in my house.
I've probably been shot or kidnapped in somebody's basement.
Or you would have, been the kidnappers.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's the scenario, too, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I didn't know you were a Buckeyes fan.
I'm from Cincinnati.
Oh, plot twist.
Technically, I'm supposed to be a Bearcats fan, but I know better than that. We go up we just leech off Buckeye there, and so I don't really keep up with it. I mean, I didn't grow up. I mean, I guess I grew up. I mean, I moved to Greater Cincinnati when I spent my 16th birthday there. So I've just kind of had that ingrained in me. I've blindly bet on NCAA things, March Madness. I lose every time, but I don't care because I just Well, just I don't.
It's a thrill.
There's only so many things I can do that's like legal to be. Actually, technically, gambling. Gambling like that's not even legal. What am I talking about? But which
Sometimes
makes it
it's
more
nice
thrilling.
to do some of the legal things, though.
Yeah.
You know, kind of balance things out.
I am in Vegas, so now it is totally legal.
Yeah.
So nobody would take my Boise State bet. When I was there for the Mountain West, nobody the Mountain West Legal Legends tournament, nobody would take my Boise State bet.
What was your Boise State
Well, you
bet?
would have lost.
I
would have lost. But nobody had like the numbers. That's like I don't know how collegiate esports betting is, if that is even a thing right now. But I was super disappointed because I would have made at least a killing on the first two.
I know there's esports betting, but yeah, I don't know about collegiate yet. But honestly, there should be.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Oh,
Vegas will be the first place.
Actually,
too.
it probably shouldn't be because it's really easy to predict
Right.
collegiate right now. Like
bet
on Maryville.
To be much larger.
Yeah.
Much larger.
Yeah.
And that was kind of one of the problems that we came across as well when Boise State was I don't want to say showboating, but I mean constantly, I guess, bragging about the fact that they're undefeated for the League of Legends team, and then of course you have certain people that just want to ruffle feathers, or I guess just.
Okay. I do want to point out that one of those people are my friends, but he knows.
Which one? Oh God, which one? Tell us.
We'll just say all of them for.
Oh, please let it be the one that like we just have a feud with.
Oh, probably because he likes to ramble too, and I'm like, okay, those guys are those two are my friends.
Ramblers are okay.
I just hate everybody equally. I just don't like anybody. I don't even like you.
It's true. We just have problems liking people in general. I like everybody.
I mean, I do too. I told you I'm a hermit.
But so the problem that we came across there is, like, people are like, oh, you're not the best team. Like, look, you've got, diamond players. Like, clearly that's not the best in the States. And that's not what Boise claimed. It was always in our own division. And so if people, and I even said in one of those things, people needing to kind of recognize that these things need to grow. They need time to grow to have the same presence, I suppose, as like NCAA. But it's on its way. It's going to get there quickly. You just have a lot of assholes that try to impede some schools, and then a lot of awesome people who back them up and support them, or shut down the ones who are just.
Well, I'll also go so far. There are people who are trying to be so supportive that they overstep their bounds. Like you can't. I don't know. Again, I now regret even making my joke, but
I'm one of those people that retweets and likes everything to leave everything ambiguous, but also spread drama.
Exactly. And,
retweet, no comment.
When someone tweets something really sad, I'll like that too, just to make them wonder what I'm thinking.
Right. Is he liking that I'm sad, or is he liking that I am admitting that I'm doing something about being sad?
We don't know, and you'll never know. Sometimes I might retweet it.
I'm gonna go make a sad boy post right now.
I won't do it right now. I actually deleted Twitter off my phone today because I'm like,
what?
Yeah, well, yeah, because I go through phases of like high and low depression, and right now I'm kind of hitting a low.
Yeah.
Then I don't want to talk about it.
I feel you.
Yeah. Anyway, but I don't want to talk about it. But I told everyone I put on a happy voice. I'm genuinely happy to talk to you two. Don't get me wrong, and I actually am getting joy out of this. But like, it's just like
that makes one of us, right?
Yeah. Well.
We're all the bros here.
Space docking all around.
I do love the space docking comments you make. But yeah,
it's my go-to.
I deleted Twitter. I actually have a build your own low budget solar power system on my like a book I've had for a while on my desk, because one day I'm just gonna snap and go completely off the grid. But I know I need to like keep my podcast going, so I gotta figure that one out. But yeah, I have fully prepared to make plans to just go off the grid one day and just like actually just snap and just like, okay, sweetie, let's go, we're gonna do it. And
I've really been thinking about that too, man. So if you decide to and have like any notes, I don't know how you'll get it that to me, like courier pigeons.
Well, most people write letters back.
I never learned
to
read.
I have like letter writing equipment. I have like wax seal stamps, like wax.
What?
Yeah.
I have wax seal stamps.
Oh, they're so cool.
I mean, it's like a pop print that I got when I was 12, but
a popper?
That's Scholastic.
Not the drug?
Came in. No, paw print.
Paw print. Paw print.
Yeah, when I was a child.
Whippington writing letters
into all of them. Papa's Whimzams.
So during my hallucinations, I've thought about trying to write, and it just doesn't happen because I'm too busy like trying not to panic and do other things. Because like you're on a knife's edge whenever you're in that sort of situation. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about. I mean, it's my podcast. I guess I can talk about
your
whatever.
Podcast.
I know.
Talk about whatever you want.
I do want to.
And I've already judged you long ago, so you're good.
Fair enough. I've want sponsors one day, and I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I guess I'm not like naming something specific. I said hallucinate. That could just be from the dying, the beating sun down here in the 100-degree temperature of Vegas.
The more depressed you are, the more intelligent you are. All right, don't take it horribly.
Is that true?
It is no. It's not true.
I dropped out of college 3 times.
I'm coming to find when it comes to people who are depressed but have to put on the happy face, those who are able to accomplish it well, but also able to kind of present the fact that they are depressed. They feel kind of not okay with it, but it's something that they discuss because they understand that it's just a part of your life if you live that style.
I kind of want to counterpoint though, as somebody who, again, not to like continue the point, is like someone who is like horribly depressed and like going through my own stuff right now, if you will, and we'll leave it at that. As somebody who has to put on the happy face, if you say, "Oh my God, I'm sad and I don't want to do this," they'll say, "Shut the hell up and play more Metallica." Like it sucks. Like it really does. Like the people who are good at doing it, like I get what you're saying, but there are times where you don't get to be sad. Like here's some Metallica, here's some free tickets, like game on.
Well, I was just saying, like. People who recognize and admit to their depression publicly tend to be
right.
That was my.
I gotcha. Yeah.
I mostly do that so like I let people know that they're not alone. Like I don't want to like oh man this gonna.
It's also just using humor of like that is part of it.
Oh
just
my God!
Bounce it off yourself and others. That's my life.
if I knew that the people who cared about me didn't think I was gonna off myself immediately, I would make really like I would make terrible jokes. I do in my head, and sometimes I'll let one slip every now and then. Not slip, like I'll do it on purpose. Like I'll just see because I just want to get it out because it is funny to me.
Right, everything's funny.
Yeah, and I do try to make people laugh. Like making people laugh is like one of the ways I get around it and making humor out of things. It's like, what am I going to do about it? Like, am I going to cry? I've already cried probably once already. But I might as well laugh more than I cry. And yeah. And I have people like rely on me. Like, obviously, like the people I care about, like they're all kind of depressed and they want to do them like off themselves too. And I was like, oh God, I can't let them see that I want to do that too. Because like, what if I'm their only beacon of hope and I'm crumbling? What do they think? Like I feel like I have no chance to be sad about myself, but I kind of just let it go today. So I deleted Twitter. I'm gonna get. I mean, it goes through phases.
Sorry, you're sad.
No, it's all right. No. This isn't a pity.
You're sad.
You're right. This isn't a pity party. I mean,
that sucks, man.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
Is there a group hug emo?
It's not.
One arm than the other.
It's not a pity party whatsoever. But it's just I post about it to let people know. It's like, hey. You know what? There's other people here. Like, I don't know if I want to talk to you about it, but, at least you know you're not alone. And, if you really want to talk about it, I'm here. But it's like, I don't know, what the piss am I going to say? Like, it'll get better. I mean, it always does. I go through peaks and valleys. Like, I self-medicate nowadays. I used to get prescribed things, and I hated it. So, I for the
number one over here.
For the most part, I'm all right. Just, every now and then I let my guard down.
So, all right is an okay place to maintain. Yeah. Like, I go up and down, but I've been all right for a while. I had, I was typical 15, 16-year-old girl. Very, like, I was super depressed. I was out in Middleton, which is, to give you an idea, I mean, I couldn't, like, shout to my neighbor next door. They were a little dot. And so I didn't really have much to do, but, I found solace in like gaming and in making friends, even if it wasn't face to face. And it gets more difficult as you get older to deal with the depression. So for somebody who like me who recognized it at a young age, because it ran in my family and my mom kind of had to deal with it when she was younger, but I'm recognizing in people that are getting depression either at an older age or recognizing for the first time at an older age that they have depression. It's so difficult to change your way of life when you've already set a schedule for yourself or set a goal, a dream, a plan.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing too, is that like I'm so invested in certain things in my life that I just want to I want to obtain it so desperately that when I don't, I get super sad. And then I just want to trash it all. Kind of like this whole esports thing. I just want to
Yes.
I just don't give a crap about any of it some days. And other days, I want to be like, oh, God, I can do this. Just stick it out. You guys, you both are on Boise State, which, bless you. That's going to be awesome. I mean, I'm sure. I'm not saying it's not awesome now. Right. But, like, when
it's not as awesome now. It's off season.
Yeah, but, man, if I could be so, that's going to be a thing in the future no matter what. Like, there's no trajectory where collegiate esports is not going to be a thing, no matter what. Right. So, oh man, getting your roots planted in a college is fantastic, in my opinion, anyways. I don't know how it is on your side.
I absolutely agree, but and to kind of elaborate on what you were talking about and what Lisa was alluding to, without delving into too much information, I am starting to get my stuff settled. And there was a point where I looked at Boise State and I was like, this is the greatest thing that is ever going to happen to me. I've been in radio for 10 years. I'm #1 rated DJ. I've been there for 3 years, not trying to dong wave over here. They're just facts, numbers, and statistics.
You can be the kingish dong style. It's all right.
It's dong style.
That's a wrestling term, by the way.
Oh.
Have you guys ever heard of Joey Ryan? Or better yet. Okay, so how much wrestling are you two aware of?
Just a little handfuls.
You finish your statement. I'm sorry. I can get.
No. Basically, what I was going to say is that there are moments in which you mentioned burning it all to the ground, and I had that, and Lisa can attest to. I had that moment where I was like, I don't know if I can do this anymore. I'm so sad. I'm so overworked. I am done.
Yeah.
And you take that second. Leaving stuff in the chat here. You do, as an adult, you do have those habits and those things. And that's one of the things that I'm most grateful about and most irritated with when it comes, Lisa and I, is that she sees all of these things that are positive, amazing, and perfect. And there are days in which you just can't get yourself out of there. I want to delete my Twitter. I don't want to be the guy on the radio. I just want to be sad boy Adam. I want to listen to my lo-fi hip hop. I want to cry, and I can't do that. I can't even eat my Haagen-Dazs, And so I think that's what makes us, I guess, as a royal we, different than the other people, is that we are willing to go through that struggle, but at the end of the day we're going to jump back up to what truly makes us happy, whether it means we walk away from something, we delete our Twitter, or we space dock, one of the three.
Space docking for sure. If I could space dock right now, I don't think I'd have an issue in life. Space dock. I want to die in space one day, and I think if I could dock up there too, that'd be great.
Could you imagine two people dying in space docked together?
Oh my gosh.
That's what dreams are made of, essentially.
That's what I was dreaming about right now. Anyways, WWE, we don't know a whole lot. I do have a buddy who is part of Idaho Wrestle Club, which is apparently the biggest deal in the world. Sorry, that's what they call a segue. I want to hear about this dong.
That's what they call a bad segue.
I want to hear about the dong.
A segue is a segue. So, King of Dong style. So, okay, so let me get you the premise of this first. So, this is actually not WWE related, but wrestling, WWE. I understand the bridge there. So there's strong style, which is a I want to say it originated in Japan, but it probably originated in Germany, like
New Japan.
Yeah, it probably originated in Germany. It's actually just a style all around. But Germany, English wrestling, it's always been very stiff. So strong style is very stiff work. I mean, wrestling's predetermined. I'm not going to call it fake because obviously, things happen. You do have to work out. You have to, you're Cirque du Soleil kind of style thing there. Predetermined, but there's a stiff style as well where say a punch to the face. You're not actually going to punch.
All sound like sexual things.
Stiff
style.
So that is
a joke before. I'm just looking at Adam.
Well, we're going to talk about King of Dong style. You're really going to get into it.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, get back to the dicks.
You really don't think we're not going there. But no, that is another thing that happens too, especially with a lot of women wrestlers. The women wrestlers, they will, especially when they're coming up in the indies, and indies are starving. You kind of need money. You're traveling. You're just trying not to live out of your cars essentially. And a lot of happens a lot with women wrestlers, but it happens with male wrestlers, guy wrestlers as well, where you'll get requests to a personal wrestling video where you wrestle with no shoes on or something, or you have.
Oh, I'm familiar with this. We were.
Yeah, you bought it, haven't you?
Going. Sorry. No. A friend of ours was like, "Yeah, I eat food," and I'm like, "Wait, you remember when we went to that party and the girl was like, "Oh, I'm a professional wrestler and I eat food," and I'm like, "Okay, what do you mean you eat food?" So sorry, keep going. I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, people request food
Oh, there's all sorts of requests. I mean, I could make that's a whole topic for. I mean, I guess we get anyway. I'll get into the wrestling first. So,
we're always around. You can talk to us for days.
You follow my personal Twitter, anyways. So stiff style. That's when so say like you're gonna throw like a punch. So you don't actually punch the person. In like non-stiff style, you like just make that as soft as hell. You just like you punch them, you stomp your feet. That makes the noise, the illusion, and you don't really hurt the guy. Stiff style is you might punch that dude in the freaking neck, like on the back of the neck where the bone is, not the jugular, but like the bone, and you might actually just straight up hit the dude. Or if you're like two guys are just really into fighting, like you might just actually outright hit them, like forearm, where you can actually hear skin on skin contact, and that's like stiff. Kicks, oh my god, kicks, chops to the chest and the upper back. Where it's like just really strong, like kicks to the chest you can take a lot of, and as long as you like brace for it, open up your upper body to where you're not going to get like hunched over where you risk getting hit in the chin. You have to like really like put your shoulders back, open yourself up to where the pretty much your entire shin goes across. Oh, we lost Adam.
He needs a call back.
Oh, gotcha. How do I do that? Can you just join?
Wait, I can do it.
Yeah.
I went through this issue before.
Yeah, that's
Right.
Hold on, I think I can just add.
Wait, where'd you go? Oh, that's why.
We get it?
I'm working on it very slowly.
This is what I think. I don't understand why, like... Well, he should be able to just be in the chat and say join the call,
that.
right?
I sent it to...
Can you just join the call?
Oh, yeah. Shouldn't you just be able to click on
Yeah,
it?
yeah. You there?
Oh, you're still not... I can't hear you.
It's because I'm not holding down my tilde.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm on full tilt. Anyways.
So, open up your chest to where the shin pretty much just goes across the chest. So, like, your foot and knee are like going against the shoulders, and the shin is going against your chest. So that's strong style. You're actually getting kicked. It's just, it sucks. It's, well, it doesn't suck, guys. It actually is an adrenaline rush, and it feels great. But... King of Dong style. Okay, so that's a parody of it because there's a wrestler named Joey Ryan who is the only wrestler to ever be sponsored by YouPorn, and his
no way.
Yeah, his like gimmick is that he's an adult actor kind of guy, and he does all this. He's a very gimmicky wrestler. He's not serious. He's a Joey Ryan, the human behind the gimmick, is actually a really cool dude. Stands up for a lot of things that I believe in, and I like love this dude. But his finisher is, I don't know how, in wrestling, you work your way into this predicament where his opponent grabs onto his groin, and and instead of like being all hurt, he like powers up and flexes whenever he's like getting grabbed, and they can't take their hand away because it's too powerful, and he like flexes, and then he like hulks up, and then like twerks rotates his body to where he like tosses them with his like his dong style.
It was called dong style.
It's not called dong. I actually don't know what it's called, but he is the king. He is the king of dong style, and that's why, because he like is just that gimmick and all that. And he has a shirt. ProWrestlingTees.com. Joey Ryan, go check that out. King of Dong style. I'm actually thinking about getting that shirt actually because I like because that's one of the ways independent wrestlers support themselves. Huge way is just merchandise.
Shout out to King Anderson, Logan Finch in Boise, Idaho.
King Marcus Anderson.
They have a Twitter. Do they have a Twitter? I'll at them.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. It's Look
you
up
can
Marcus
you can DM that one to me.
Nope, not going to.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'll figure that one out. He's a villain.
It's a heel, baby, not a villain. It's a heel.
Actually, I don't think he's a heel anymore because I think
he's a face now.
I think they liked him. Like the crowd enjoyed Anderson so much that.
Ooh, one of those.
Sorry, the terminology.
Well, what was really funny is that we went not funny, but when he first started, like of course we're gonna support him. So we used to do stage adaptations of anime. Like I was Rurouni. I was like, sorry, it's just me. I was talking about me and the King Andrew. Actually, if you look up Anime Oasis Rurouni Kenshin, you'll see me dressed up as Rurouni Kenshin fighting 12 of the Shinsengumi, and it's pretty badass. Anyways, we used to do a bunch of stuff like that together, and he's like, hey, he came to me, he's like, you are a radio DJ, I want to be a wrestler. And he expected me to laugh at him. I was like, no, you want to go be a wrestler? If you think this is a thing you want to do, then fucking go do it, dude. I will support you every way. And so we went. And it was easily one of the most entertaining fucking things I've ever been a part of. just as like an audience member. And for a while, they were chanting Burger King because I was like, Logan, you look like the Burger King.
Oh yeah, I was there. This is when he said we. That was
sorry. So yeah, we went to that event, whatever Idaho Wrestle Club thing it was, and yeah. So that's
some
cool.
like see little thing, but there were way more people than I would have thought. Because that was he's doing a lot bigger.
You
go
to an indie wrestling event, and there are some very special. You'll never meet people like that anywhere else.
Yeah,
there's some very special people there.
It was like a family. This is like a family place for sure.
Yeah, it was super cool. Like, and then like afterwards taking pictures and stuff. Like you know,
super dedicated wrestling fans. Like they're another kind of human, and then they're glorious. I love them, but because they make shows fun because they get into it. They like really love it. And I do. I mean, obviously I do too. But it's like I don't know if they understand the facade. Is what I'm trying to say.
There's a reason that hype men, right? Like like literally just to jack people up, and the crowd does that. That's why people at the sports performances, esports in particular, is one that's just drawing really big, loud crowds, and it cheers people on.
Yeah. Do you ever find yourself like getting like the weirdest adrenaline rush when like you expect 5 people to be there and suddenly the room is packed or there's like 100 people in the stands and you're like, oh my god, I actually have to perform? Like, am I the only one?
I don't really mean. I'll be honest, it isn't. I mean, I guess whenever I do live events, like I know people are going to be there because it's like a thing that I'm not promoting. So and I'm not the main draw, so I know people are going to be there. it's like like the colleges.
We really need to get the hell out of Boise.
Yeah,
it sounds like people just fill the stands everywhere we go. But
Boise's an every week thing, right?
Yeah, I mean,
yes, but
it still hasn't hit though, dude. Like it just. From conventions to LAN parties to the Boise esports arena, just the gaming thing hasn't like exploded everywhere. Like we still have pterodactyls that steal cars off the street out here. You know what I mean? Like
that's pretty cool though.
Well, unless you're in the car, then it's miserable.
It's a very outdoorsy place. It's very crunchy. It's very granola. It is a great place if you want to hike and go kayaking and do all this outdoor stuff. And they shun us albinos that are
nerds
inside. Yeah,
goddamn nerds.
Screen burns on our skin.
Oh.
It's just it is becoming more and more popular, especially because Boise State is dumping so much money into it because the esports arena is in the nation one of the best. It was rated top 10. I forget who the source was on this, but Doc Haskell recently posted up. Yeah.
Wait, what? He refuses what?
Oh, he said Jesus.
I said Jesus himself. Jesus.
Oh! I thought you said refuses them.
No, he posted up the link of top 10 esports facilities across colleges in the U.S. and Boise State was on the list. So they're putting a lot of money into it and trying to attract attention. So I think this upcoming season, with all of the additions that they've made, it'll enhance the experience for everybody. There were definitely some hiccups last season, but there are a lot of changes that have been made over the summer.
I think we should go on a tour. I think that should be our next thing. It's like we should just go tour esports arenas because we're a bunch of nobodies, so nobody would watch it. So it'd be a great reason to spend that money.
Or people would watch it because no one else is doing it. Honestly, there's a lot of esports arenas out there now. Like there's, obviously there's one in Vegas. Have you guys been to the one in Vegas?
So yeah, we were there. You're talking about the one at the Luxor?
Yeah, esports arena. It's actually
we were there when it was like being built. We got the like behind the scenes like deal. So we haven't been since it was finished though.
Okay, we
did see a gamer's cave in the Rio, which was really cool.
Yeah, the Rio has one because the Rio actually held the Rainbow Six U.S. National there. Which is pretty cool.
Yes. And so we got to explore that when I was there for Mountain West a few months back. But the Luxor, we saw it when it was still. I mean, the stage was barely in place.
I see pictures and I cry because I want to be there.
It's cool. I honestly go there just for the ambiance. I actually don't go there that often. I've been on there on a date one time. And it was during EDC, so a lot of people. It's dark in there. A lot of people were just rolling, with their
they were rolling kaleidoscopes.
Exactly. Yeah, and they seem to be having fun on the dance floor.
How can you not have fun when you're on kaleidoscope?
Exactly. So yeah, it's a cool little atmosphere. I would go back there if if like there is a proper tournament. I mean, obviously,
right.
I don't give a crap about league or anything like that, but like I think All Stars was there last year, I believe, and I was like, you guys can do better than that. But I mean, they held tournaments there, and like I said, it is a really cool atmosphere inside there, and staff seem friendly. The food is good. The food's like made by like a famous chef because like it's a casino.
Really?
They showed us. They actually showed us the dining area, and that was coolest things, the kitchen stuff.
I didn't realize they had like a top tier chef though.
I mean, that's the thing about casinos is that casinos will always have, like, no matter what is in a casino, they will always have to. I feel like I'm going in and out, by the way.
Yeah,
you are.
There.
Yeah, I don't like that. My face is like right up to the thing, and I can see my mic on my OBS like going off, but
it's hilarious that
Discord's,
when like you're actually talking now, it's working just fine.
Well, honestly, as long as my mic on the OBS is going off, it doesn't really matter what you guys hear. That's good.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, fair enough.
Well,
yeah, but I mean, casinos around here, they always want to like pack in the like quote unquote best, no matter what. So if you put anything into, even if it's like something like an esports arena where people are fine just eating Doritos, which not stereotyping, but you know what I mean. I mean, does esports really need a famous chef to cook for them? I do love me some Cheetos. But yeah, that's just how it is. Caesars also has like some sort of thing going on. They're doing an esports initiative as well. Yeah.
So like, have you seen any other like college, like who has the best like as far as college stuff is concerned? Like who would you see? So let's say we decide to go see the top 5. Who would be the top 5 arena?
I have only seen 2 of them, honestly. I've seen Harrisburg Universities and Columbia Colleges, and they're both
dankness.
Yeah, they're both pretty cool. Harrisburg University is bigger. Columbia College is, they only have a league team, so that's all they need, and it's a really cool atmosphere in there too. I'm not gonna say which one's better because one of them might be listening and might want to give me a job, and based on that.
They're both amazing.
They're actually both pretty cool. The Columbia College one has I think a Han Solo and Carbonite in it. I really enjoy that. Yeah,
that's actually something that when I do research on the schools, it's just the teams, which I just love to do. Like all the research that we do outside of what Boise State gives us, which is really just rosters. We just do to add stuff, but I love researching the schools themselves and being able, like, I'll write, a little paragraph on each school about when their program was started or how it got, its inception essentially, and then continue on with like just fun facts, looking at the arena. I'll even shout out and be like, this team has cool jerseys, like go check out their stuff or special things. So it is cool that they're starting to be a little bit more, or trying to be more individual and putting more money, the schools, into these programs to promote big events and promote some viewership.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. That's what I'm saying. You guys having roots in Boise, I think that's like really important. I wish I had roots in that college. I would love to do like Vegas, but I know the esports initiative there is being headed up by I think it was like Sergio, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, 8-bit esports.
Yeah. I don't remember Sergio's name, but it is 8-bit esports, and like I've contacted them before, and we've like had a very, very brief interaction, but. Like, I mean, they kind of got that covered, I guess. And also, honestly, I just don't want to. I don't want to broadcast anymore. I kind of like this whole podcast thing, doing it on my own time.
I understand that. And see, I'm in the opposite spectrum of Lisa. While Lisa likes to look up stats, numbers, and like timelines, like my storylines are dog shit. Like I don't care where you came from. I don't give a shit what your rating is. I want to see you throw it on the field. I want to see it on the. I don't care what field that is. The Fields of Justice. If it's in goddamn Elios, I don't care. Just show me on the map. That's all I care
stories
about.
is what hooks them, man. You gotta get that emotional
I know,
connection.
but like you know what else hooks them? Like. Don't like awesome plays. No, I really do. It actually I think is one of my biggest hindrances.
You don't have to worry about stats, but I mean, oh man, play-by-play is all about storytelling, bro. You got to do storytelling.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying I'm just not the best, and I get that, and that's one of the things where I fall short. I'll look over and
by the way,
pages and pages.
By the way, I'm really sorry for not reviewing your reviewing the VODs that you wanted me to, because like I said I would, and then I was like, God, I fucking.
I'm angry. I'm mad now.
I hate League. Why is he?
I had forgotten about it, and now that you brought it up, I'm angry about it.
Why would I ever agree to do this? I don't even like League anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what you were thinking at that point. I mean, I appreciate the sentiment. I had also forgotten, but now I'm really irritated by it.
That's okay. I really want more passion on this podcast anyway, so I think that'll really bring it out. So
there it is, right here. It's all passion.
I'm just gonna have to start pissing you off more.
A lot easier than you think.
I never aim for that, honestly. I don't know. No, I'm assuming it's easy to piss off anyone. And humans are, like, it's easy to, I guess, we're all sensitive in about our own ways.
I'm a sensitive, dainty flower.
Oh my gosh. So how has it been working for Boise, like being with Boise?
Awesome. It's really awesome. I mean, again, Boise's just tiny, I guess, as far as, like, the place is concerned. But, like, Boise State.
Well, yeah, you guys, the college is, like, massive, right?
Yeah, it's like the city, basically. I mean, it is a town at its roots. But like as far as like the school and stuff is concerned, it's been amazing. What's funny is Lisa and I actually started casting for like LAN events, like tiny little things. Like Boise LAN happens every year. I think the 10th one is coming up here this month. We'll be casting League, Overwatch, Rocket League, whatever the hell they want us to yell at. But it started out, it's just like.
So do you both cast in multiple games, like broadcast?
Whatever they want, dude. You give me a Cheesecake Factory menu and all.
So Adam actually started casting before me doing that stuff. I actually didn't do. I think there was one time that I sat in and tried, but that was like way early when you were running the Treasure Valley League stuff. I started casting at Boise State, so I hadn't casted before then. So Adam had a little bit more when it came to the roots. Actually, not a little bit more. He was the guy when it came to esports. Literally everybody that the school went to when they were starting up the program and wanted a broadcaster, they all directed them to Adam. And Adam ended up reining me in when he was about a month or 2 months in, and they were trying to look for a second person. And we didn't even know about play-by-play and color at this point. We were that new into it. They're just like, we need somebody else on the broadcast desk, and that's how I got reined in.
I was just doing a bunch of, so I ran a League of Legends group basically before there were like friends lists and parties, and it was just Treasure Valley League is what I called it. And we had like one tournament, like weekend tournament that had 150 people show up. It was attached to another convention kind of deal. And that was kind of it. That kind of blew up in my face. You instill democracy, and suddenly the communist regime, stabs you in the back, kind of thing. But yeah, everything. It's basically what happened. Is I didn't want to be that power hungry guy, so I put a bunch of people in places. Here's what you need to do, and then when I told them to do their shit and they didn't do it, they got upset when I got upset. So I was just like, fine, fuck you guys, I'm out. And took some time to kind of I focused on my radio career at that point.
Yeah.
And everything Lisa said was 100%. I literally just got a phone call from Chris Haskell, Doc. I call him Doc because I'm weird. I like
everybody calls him Doc.
But he was like, hey, I talked to Constantine, who is the head of Boise LAN. He said you're the guy to come to when it comes to broadcasting. I was like, well, I have no professional training other than radio. I do thoroughly enjoy, yelling at video games. I did cast quite a bit of Tekken Tag Tournament original, like back in the day, because I'm a fighter by trait, so I love my Street Fighter, I love my Tekken and stuff like that. And that's kind of where people are like, wow, you have so much energy, you're so excited. I'm like, you ever seen someone almost get stabbed over a game of Marvel vs. Capcom? Because that's how I grew up. And like they don't realize that like it's a real thing. If you watch casters, if you watch events in the fighting scene, it is completely different than anywhere else. Awesome. And so yeah, that's how it unfolded.
Like, whoa, did that guy just flip the other guy off?
I did watch during the beta opening thing of Esports Arena. I did watch Goichi versus Sonic Fox in Dragon Ball FighterZ, which dude. I fell in love with that game, and I also became a huge admirer of Tasty Steve.
Yes,
oh
dude,
my god,
Steve is so good.
Yeah, so I actually wanted to get into when I started to distance myself from League of Legends. I started to look at other options, and I was like, I love Dragon Ball Z. This is actually a really fun game. Sonic Fox is amazing. Goichi's amazing. This is awesome. And then I listened to Tasty Steve Castles, and I was like, well, I have nothing to add here. I'm just gonna piss off. I'll just do something else because.
Are you familiar with IFC Yipes?
No.
Dude, you want to watch like some golden age shit? Go look up IFC Yipes. That is the guy I wish I was. He the way he casts is so unorthodox, but so just correct. He's like the guy who coined the term scoops for when you like uppercut somebody. You're like, oh, scoops! He's got it with the scoops, the dive kick. He's so goddamn good.
What is that term for the way that people, the really good ones like broadcast, commentate fighting games? What's that term? It's like slaying cat, like street casting or something like that. I don't know. There's a specific term, isn't there?
Again, I am so beyond like pen and paper caster. Like I have no professional training whatsoever. I didn't have a mentor. I literally just took my love of radio and was like, I could do this for video. And here we are. So
yeah. then I got everything that I learned, at least from same thing, like self-taught, and Adam just kind of figuring out our own things, because as I mentioned before, I do the color, he does the play-by-play, and that's pretty much everything that we do. And I do originally, actually, your question was the games that we cast. So
Yeah.
Adam and I started out with just League of Legends, and then Mountain West. And I'd also mentioned this earlier in this chat as well, how Rocket League, first time that we ever casted it was Mountain West. Carolyn Henry, who I love to death. I would work with her every single day if I could. She's amazing. She runs the esports stuff, and she's the one that headed the creation of the Mountain West. It was the esports showdown and now the esports series. And oh my gosh, where was I going with my ADD's kicking in hard.
You were talking about casting Rocket League for the first time with.
There you go. So we casted that event for the first time, and people that know the game could tell that we weren't good, but we were good enough at bullshitting. I think that's what we're really good at. That's where we found our niche here in the esports. This casting community is we're so good at bullshitting. Everybody just thought we were the best right off the bat.
Well, we're never getting hired again.
Oh my god.
No, but that's the point, is we bullshitted our way in, which is the best way to do it, because you get, the backing or potentially like information from other people. And the fact that we were able to stay in, and the fact that we have just gotten better and better, means that we were meant for it. Kind of. That's how I think of it, at least. That not that it was easy to bullshit, because we were already so ingrained in League of Legends as a community, in the game itself, and the college scene and all of that. But I do Overwatch as well. And I'd also mention that was my first time at Level Up Expo.
BSing.
Yes, yeah. And after that, I was like, screw it. This is fun. It's easy. it's fast paced. I did it there with 2 other people, and now I do it with one other. And we've been bouncing around with people, and Doc has been essentially having me mentor these casters. And I'm like, I've never even experienced a mentor. Like, I don't know how that will really help me out, but it's been great. It's been really good. Boise State has done nothing but push us forward, and they also recognize that, hey, if you guys find something bigger and better, we are more than willing to not only send you guys off with love, but with a good letter of recommendation and stuff to add to your resume.
Fair enough. Yeah, how's it been? So obviously, you both really respect Haskell, right? Yeah, Haskell?
Love that. Haskell.
I apparently say it wrong. I say Haskell. Apparently that's wrong. Like, no, but not right. I don't know. But yeah, Haskell.
Never corrected anyone, but
so he seems really. He seems like he's just like he is Boise State program at the moment. Like he's like he has. I love his responses to people on Twitter, because he is so diplomatic and nice. Yeah, because he even like offers jerseys and things. And I don't know, like that.
He is.
Yeah.
When you say he's Boise State, he is. And there are a lot of people behind the scenes that you don't hear the names of. It was originally actually Shelton and Haskell, so two guys that helped set this up. And now there's just a ton of people working on it because of how much they promoted it and pushed it. So yeah, Haskell's a happy-go-lucky guy, and some people might think that maybe he boasts about Boise State a little too much, but it's his child, Now he's just really doing the broadcast stuff. He's kind of backed off of running everything. He's been able to delegate some of that to some new people that have joined, and the production's getting bigger. I mean, the teams are getting bigger. Every aspect of Boise State esports is growing exponentially, and a lot of it is because of Haskell.
And I like the way he brought that. I hadn't thought about the way he think like it's his child. You know what I mean? Like, we post a bunch of pictures of Liam, and I'm sure there are handfuls of our friends who are like, "Shut up, it's a kid, and he's gross."
He's wearing a Team Liquid hat, so it's like, well, I'm just gonna pet my dog, I guess.
You're gonna be really pissed when you hear about the $90 I spent to buy his first jersey last week. Anyways, dude, it was the Avengers. I had to.
Oh, I heard about that. I ain't watch it. I mean,
so good.
It looked cool, and I have nothing against Team Liquid. In the end, it's just like, man, I was just one of those times where I was like,
you're just a hater.
We were Curse fans though, so we've been like.
Oh my God, Curse!
I know, dude. It's my
I'm actually right now, at this exact moment, I'm actually wearing my Team Solo mid shirt.
Oh God.
I know, right?
I was gonna at least be like, oh, I'm gonna go, be a Dignitas fan again. Now they're coming back with.
Oh my God, I can't wait for them to come back. Bring back the old.
TSM just got into Rainbow Six. Ain't no stopping me.
Yeah, they're TSM. they're the ones you want to hate.
Yeah, they're the Patriots. I get it.
Yeah, they're the longest standing, at least for League of Legends, because that's the main one that we watch.
Yeah.
And we watch religiously. We will watch every single LCS.
Liam paces back and forth during pick and ban and yells at players' picks. It's hilarious.
Yeah, he acts like the coach.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, what does that mean? I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't have picked that trundle.
Bad advice. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's adorable. You guys should post pictures of that. Why have we not seen that? You do?
Well, it's mostly on Facebook. Actually.
All right, okay. I was
Facebook and Instagram actually. Just because, that's my bad.
I mean, I do browse Instagram for art. That's the only social media I'm keeping on my phone right now is Instagram because I like the art and it's one of the ways.
There you go. You wanna see pictures and videos of Liam?
Yeah, Instagram's best way.
Where you'll find it.
Fair enough. I think I've seen some pictures and then
we just got back from the X Games.
Yeah, dude. How was the X Games?
I met my childhood icon. Like, I'm not even kidding you. I almost can't talk about it. Bob Burnquist.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry, I didn't meet him, but he signed my poster. Okay. Bob Burnquist is a skateboarder, vert skater from like the golden age of vert skating. You know, a lot of like Tony Hawk. He was like the Nollie 900.
That was a culture that was lost on me because all the skaters around me, I wanted to headbutt. So like I never got into skating, but like I understood the effort that went into it. And I respected the physics and all that stuff. I respected all the athletes, but I just didn't get into the culture. Therefore, I never watched, never partook, and I didn't care about Tony Hawk Pro Skater or anything like that. And I heard I like my friends played it. And
it was just like a childhood staple. Growing up in Washington. Yeah. We all skated and stuff, and then so my brother and I always played Tony Hawk, and I was always Jamie Thomas. He was always Bob Burnquist, and I got a phone call from one of my radio buddies. He was like, "Hey, I have to come drop something off. You left it at the X Games." Like, oh shit! I leave my wallet. Like, I couldn't figure out what it was, and sure enough, every year I make an X Games sign. Like 100.3x loves the X Games. It's stupid. It's for me. I love it. And I open up the trunk, and sure enough, there is my stupid ass sign with one of the signatures I've ever seen. Like, I'm getting emotional just talking about it.
He said some kid scribbled on it. That was my favorite part. Yeah, and there's a video actually. There's a video of that.
So I don't get very starstruck that often, so I don't look for memorabilia. It's like, what do you do with that? What do you do with that?
I'm actually gonna frame it and send it to my brother. That's
well, you have a radio station, I guess you could also just.
Yeah, I really could. But this one in particular, I'm just going to ship off to my brother, who just got married. You know, kind of a like cool thing. Just like, hey, here you go.
Sweet.
I mean, I have plenty of things signed by people that sit in a drawer. Like my favorite piece of memorabilia right now, if you will, is my Andrew WK. You're Not Alone. It's a limited edition sticker that he signed. We dressed Liam up like Andrew WK when he came to town,
and I got to put on like bloody nose,
white pants, white shirt, got it all dirty, and then there's pictures of him and Andrew WK.
Yeah, we didn't have blood running down his face. That would have been actually pretty good. The bloody nose. It would have been pretty clever though. I'm sure he would have appreciated it. He definitely picked up on the fact that we matched him though. So we got some really good pictures of them fist bumping, and he said he's gonna be a drummer, so we're gonna start him young.
Yeah. And so Andrew signed it like, always move forward. Liam, something very lighthearted and awesome. And so like that's my favorite piece of memorabilia. But I've got plenty of flats signed by bands both that I care and don't care about. But, so like there's a band coming to town Mastodon. But like Radkey's coming to town. Nobody knows. Oh, who's Mastodon?
Who's Mastodon?
You said who's Mastodon? Oh,
yeah,
man.
I don't listen. So I mean, I'm very.
Mastodon is metal.
Okay.
I'm a big.
I watched Rob Zombie. I watched the Brothers of Destruction. Oh wait, the Brothers of Destruction. I don't know, I watched Rob Zombie and Marilyn Manson in concert when they were here last year. Rob Zombie puts on an amazing, absolutely phenomenal. Actually, today is my
6-year anniversary of interviewing him.
He is one of the most entertaining people in general.
Phenomenal concert.
Everything that he does is like some people are gonna remember. That's his goal, and he has accomplished that for sure.
He's almost more human than a human.
Yes, he is. So there was it was both Marilyn Manson and him. It was, I think, a Canadian metal band named Bad Apple first, and my wife and I were standing in the crowd. We're like, oh my god, and they were just trying really hard. I'm like, oh, well, bless you guys. I'm glad you guys are getting some exposure here because you're gonna need it. But Then Marilyn Manson came on, and I'm not the biggest Marilyn Manson fan, but like in concerts, like he was actually pretty good. You could tell he's I don't want to say he's old because Rob Zombie's old, but he's haggard as hell. Holy God, anytime he was down on the stage, sitting down, when he wanted to get back up, they turned the lights off to accommodate him.
Oh my goodness.
It was pathetic, but it's like, I guess, people were there for his music. I was like, okay. And he was like, he put on a all right show, like little posters, his little army, like military inspired gear that he does with his little podium where he's like preaching. And his mic was really cool. His mic was like a knife, and that was really cool. But he had a lot of wardrobe changes too, and they changed the lights every time, or turned the lights down every time he wanted, wardrobe change. It's like, oh well, what are you gonna do? He still sings pretty well, so that's good. And
and he probably won't be touring for much longer. So I think a lot of people that want to go see people like him, they're like, well, it might be the final year. You never know, because with artists, it's never like, or sometimes it is. It's like, all right, I'm going to be retiring soon. It's like, this is the last year of our touring, and generally tickets skyrocket. So people have been really good about like, all right, who's on my Deadpool this year?
Well, oh my God. Okay, so he was done. I was like, all right, that's pretty good. I was there. I was mostly there as I think it was a birthday present or anniversary. I think it was a birthday present to my wife because she's like really into Marilyn Manson. And I was like, okay, we'll go watch Marilyn Manson. I know Rob Zombie. I used to listen to him as a kid. I don't really listen to that music anymore. I liked White Zombie as a kid too, and we tried out some of their new music just to prep. And we're like, okay, well, he'll American band. It was, yeah. So it was. He did a cover of "I Wanna Be Sedated." Actually,
Wowzers.
It was great. It was so good. I want to get to that because I want to really bore you with my mindset, because that's how I felt going into this. It's like, all right, well, doing this for my wife. I had only been to one concert before this, and it was Engelbert Humperdinck down in Mississippi. I only went for one song, and it was "Lonely as a Man Without Love." Other than that, I didn't know any of his music. I recognized a couple of them. And I was like, I didn't know he sung that.
Went for one song. That's almost better.
Yeah, he sung it.
Part of the story.
Yeah. Ariel and I.
You're like, all right, cool. I got what I want, and I'm out.
Well, no, yeah. We Ariel and I stayed because it was like, oh, we bought these tickets. Might as well. I don't even know if we bought the tickets. I think my mom might have got it. I don't remember, because she did some like volunteer. I don't really know how I got the tickets. We got the tickets either way. And Engelbert Humperdinck, he was pretty tame. He was cool. He's like 70-year-old dude.
We gotta get you out here. Like,
hold on.
We gotta get you out.
So we prep for this. Like I said, listening to some of Marilyn's new music and Rob's new music, and it was like, okay, they'll sing some of the old stuff, and we know it. So we got there. Marilyn Manson sang some of his new stuff, and we're like, all right, that's better in person. That's great. Sang some of his old stuff. It's like, oh, great. I know some of that stuff. And I could sing along. But it wasn't, like I said, like, we could see his faults. We could see he's haggard, which is a fantastic term for him.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And then, like, okay, well, here's Rob Zombie. We both know him, both familiar. At least we're going to know some of the songs. And my God, like, I have never done cocaine before, but if I had, I would assume it's like what Rob Zombie has done. It just did to me that night. Like, my adrenaline went through the freaking roof because his set is amazing. His set is like, you guys probably know this. And if like, I don't know. I'm just talking now at this point.
No, keep going, because this is excitement that like I liked.
Yeah. So Marilyn Manson's all props, all these things, like just like banners, like it was just him, banners, and a light. It was cool, but man, Marilyn Manson were like LCD screens, fire, projections, all sorts of things.
Zombie?
Huh?
Are you talking about Zombie?
Yeah, Rob Zombie. Who'd I say?
You said Manson. It's okay. I'm just making sure.
I don't give a crap about Manson anymore.
Yeah. Zombie. So did he have the anime screens?
Yeah. he had the screens all in the back that like showed. They had the screens in the back and also on the sides and on the top as well that showed all these like these videos of like things that I know some of the things he's directed, some of like cartoons as well. And it was just if it wasn't that, it was fires, like just like fire, and like he did not stop. Marilyn Manson took breaks. He took breaks because he's haggard, and Rob Zombie was just 120.
Fucking metal,
oh my god, he was 120% adrenaline rush nonstop, and I felt like I just had some cocaine up my face, like from Rob Zombie blown in my face because I was right next to the stage, and he just kept going and going and going, and man, he started out with Super Beast. And like once that hit, it was like nonstop from there, and that's a perfect song. Like I couldn't imagine any other song to start with besides Super Beast, because I don't know if whoever's listening to this, you ever hear go Google Super Beast. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
That was like I had no choice but to be hyped after that. I was like, well, he's not letting me consent to being calm anymore. Right. I'm letting him do this.
And he doesn't have a calm song to follow it up.
No,
sure.
there's no calm. The most he took a break for was announcing that he was going to be doing the next project of the Devil's Rejects. And he announced that. That's the only thing he was calm for. Because even then, like I think there were still band members playing. And the other part was like he like walked the entire arena, walked up the stairs, down the stairs, while talking, while the band was still like chumming or like doing their thing. And he just never stops. Like, what do you do? Just stop. No wonder why he's so freaking skinny. God.
Oh my God. I'm looking at the picture of the interview that I did with him, and I have like hair that's like Peter Brady kind of shit, where he's got like these awesome dreads. And I'm looking like Peter effing Brady.
Oh my God. And he's never made bell bottoms look so good. He just like wore these like spandex bell bottoms, like kicking and crap. I was like, you're old. Why are you cooler than me?
Yep. He's a badass.
Oh my God, I would.
There are certain artists that you have to see live to really appreciate why they are as big as they are, why some people love them the way that they do. I know Foo Fighters has been my favorite band since I was.
My partner's favorite band is Foo Fighters. She loves Foo Fighters.
Like Dave Grohl is my spirit animal. I have loved them, and I saw them in high school. It has to have been like 10th grade, and I lived just outside of Boston in a small town called Stoneham, and so we saw them at TD Garden, and we saw Social Distortion open up for them, which was rad because Social D is fantastic.
I know them, never actually listened.
Okay, well if you play Guitar Hero, then you definitely had.
I sucked at Guitar Hero.
There's like one song in particular though that you would probably recognize if you heard it.
The only song I ever wanted to play at a Guitar Hero was Dragon Force.
I'm just trying to give
Fire and Flames.
Fire and Flames. But like that's what they were already one of my favorite bands. But that's what made them my favorite band was Dave Grohl's performance that he puts on, and then another one that we always talk about and we love is Avatar.
Oh my God, I forgot about it.
I feel like I've heard Avatar.
Yeah, so they're Swedish, right?
Yes,
they're Swedish. It's definitely metal, but it's slightly more modern. They have a lot of less heavy singles, and they all dress up as like carnival. They dress up in carnival clothes, but like the old style, the coat tails, the two feathered coat tails, and like the bright red. And the big top hat with a feather and the cane that he swings around, and it's very like a lot of their music has carnival sounds and things like that in it. But oh my goodness, just the way he talks to the crowd and like walks around, that's definitely a show that is one that you have to see to really appreciate.
My wife really liked Ghost. She's a big Ghost fan.
Oh, you guys want to come out in September?
September?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Could you feel the thunder?
Okay, so I know that song. I don't listen to Ghost. I actually
neither do I. I'm forced to listen to Ghost with a gun in my mouth.
I remember when I was super into metal.
Wait, Lisa, you're into Ghost? You're into Ghost?
So no, I remember going to Newbury Comics, which is like the music. I would get CDs and stuff there, and I remember looking for metal, and somebody was like, "Oh yeah, Ghost, this band, super badass, all this." And like it's not my kind of metal. Like I can appreciate it and stuff.
Spooky Scooby Doo music.
She watched them and she watched them in live though. She said they were hilarious. She said they were so funny in person, just like all the stuff that they do.
See, I'd see them live because they seem put on a really solid show. If you're gonna be like wearing what they wear, like Pope outfits with upside down crosses and stuff like that, you've got to bring something to the table.
Right. Yeah.
So I would definitely, I could imagine that they would be spectacular live, and I don't think they're bad musicians or artists at all. It's just not quite my cup of tea. People here love them.
Really? At Boise? I figured they would alienate people in Boise.
Boise is a metal place. It is country or metal. You either are the part of the problem or you're fighting the problem.
Ooh.
Yeah, dude. There's a reason that my radio station does.
Oh yeah, you're a hard rock station.
Yeah, hard rock alternative, a little splash of classic rock.
Yeah. Okay.
Splash in the
so I have recently. So I've been expanding my my musical repertoire this year. Yeah, because my partner listens to a vastly different music style than I have. So we went to Denver to watch Infected Mushroom.
Oh shit.
So I checked them out, and I was so tired and drunk by the time they got there because I had been up working that day. I worked. We left for the airport right after I got off work because I'd been up since like 7, and the music it was, and we changed time zones, and it was in Denver. I think I said that already. So the time zones are different. Yeah, and I felt so bad because like I listened to Infected Mushroom leading up to this, and I was like, all right, I can get into this. I've been like discovering synthwave and all sorts of stuff for the past year, and then she introduced me to them, and I was like, okay, I can get into this. And they even have a cover of I think Pretender. Yeah, they have a cover of Pretender. That's really good, actually.
There are a lot of Foo Fighters covers.
Yeah. And
They're all good.
I felt bad not giving them my full attention at night because like I was like falling asleep on my partner's shoulder, and I was like drunk and passing out. I was like, God, I can't do this, but I like forced myself. But man, it was a really good concert, what I remember, and she seemed to really enjoy it too. So like that's my third concert. The only 3 I've ever been to. We've talked about on this podcast.
To change that. You just need to start coming out here. Like, not to just say I have tickets, but like you need to come out here. Let us take care of you. Let us take care of you.
Check out Boise someday.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. But my mom, right next door, and she has 2 guest bedrooms.
Ooh.
She is the nicest lady you will ever meet in your entire life.
She'll force you to eat a bunch of good food. So if that's a problem, then.
She's crazy. She plays hockey. She works like 14 hours a day. She's nuts. You would love my mom.
Plays hockey? I've suddenly imagined her missing teeth.
She used to teach Pee-wee hockey.
No, she's got a great set of teeth, actually.
Does that mean she's the one that's knocking people's teeth out?
Pretty much.
She said she was sweet.
Hey, I didn't say she was amazing at hockey, but she decided that, as you know, she was 45 and was like, I want something fun to do. And so
dude, that's what I'm doing.
As much as she does, she goes and plays hockey.
I'm not 45, but that's what I'm doing. I take pictures of bugs now. I
like your pictures of bugs.
Oh, thanks, dude. I actually really pour my heart and soul into that, and like it's one of the few things by myself that gives me joy, and I never thought I would find joy in that.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
See, that's what everyone's looking for. Even one little thing like that can really make everything a lot better.
I'm about to upgrade my camera just to like actually take pictures. Like I was supposed to be out in Mount Charleston last week, and that's why I was saying I'm like going to the mountains. I was gonna go take pictures of bugs over the weekend in camp with my partner.
We have
and
so
like,
many cool bugs here, man.
There's bugs all over the United States.
You know what? Yeah, but if you want cool bugs real close by, we've got bugs everywhere. Actually, next door I saw there was a banana slug. Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
I'm buying equipment to take pictures of those.
Hanging in the garden, it was eating a strawberry, just chilling.
Oh, that would be so cool to look at.
Oh yeah, it was rad. It was like probably 8 inches long. It was massive, and it was weird and sticky. And I tried to get Liam to touch it, and he kept reaching and then giggling and running away. So every time we go over to the strawberry bush,
have you ever seen a hermit crab eat?
I actually wait, you posted your hermit crabs, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I don't
watching him eat is fascinating.
Okay, so I have weird phobias with like sea life. I know hermit crabs are like kind of here and there, but like
people got their things,
like weird things with like
hermit crabs are more like spiders.
I fucking hate spiders.
They've got like the antenna, like they're more like bugs. They're certain crustaceans, things like that.
So when I was a kid, maybe like 8 or 10 or somewhere around there. Well, my family went on vacation. I went with them, and my sister went out very early in the morning and got a crab and like put it in a bowl in our condo, our little like whatever we were staying in. And I got up early, well, obviously not early enough, and like was hungry, and I heard this like weird noise in this metal bowl, and I just wanted some cereal.
Oh no!
It's like it was covered with a plate, and I moved the plate, and I was like, I don't know. I know it's not an 8 foot long like claw, but at the time, and I don't remember the length. It's always going to be 8 foot in my mind. It's like this claw reached out, and I almost died. And
high up over C.
Oh my god! I don't like crustaceans. I don't like tentacles, and that's from like hentai.
I can
shit.
count. I'm gonna give you. Oh, so you just showed me yours. I'm gonna show you mine.
All right.
Do not like chickens.
Ooh.
It's the best thing ever. My mom has 2 chickens.
Oh.
So there was one time.
I hate those things.
So no. It's not that he doesn't like chickens. It's that he's afraid of chickens.
They're
Is this
fucking
because he-
little tiny.
Is this because he played
velociraptors.
Zelda as a kid?
Chickens?
No.
No. He has no.
Fucking tiny velociraptors with
Okay.
these fucking claws and these fucking beaks, and like they invade your space, and like you're trying to just feed them little bits of pebbles and shit, and they fucking jump in your face and are like.
No, none of them have done that. So, okay, Adam was outside. I was inside hanging out with Liam, and I just hear, staying at my house sitting for my mom, and I just hear, Lisa, come here now, come here now. So I come outside, and there's a chicken, and it's just like chilling at Adam's feet, just sitting there. He's like, "What do I do?"
No, it was
What do
fucking
I do?"
eyeballing me. All right, it was
sitting
about
there.
to fucking rip my throat.
I mean, they have no
So
choice
it
but to
jumps.
eyeball.
So
It's
okay,
kind
it
of
was
thing.
sitting there. It was, and I was like, just push her away or whatever. He's like, I don't want to touch it. So it jumped up onto the chair that he was in, like on the armrest, and I've never heard a more perfect scream come out of this man. And he just like scrambled up and away. He will not touch a chicken.
Fair.
They're fucking
So
velociraptors.
does that go over to like ducks?
No, but geese are also assholes.
No, they're assholes. I actually
Yeah,
love
they're
ducks.
dicks.
Ducks are like one
But
of
like
my
ducks got
favorite.
like the webbed feet and stuff, and like there's
Yeah.
not like a claw that is designed to kill.
Okay. So
Like,
what about
chickens? Literally
Designed to
have a
scratch.
no.
just
It's designed to kill. It is a vestigial killing thing the fucking velociraptors had that was meant to like pierce the jugular when they
Okay,
jumped
they
on
don't
your throat.
have that claw.
They still do, absolutely.
are you
it's
guys
tiny now.
So are you alright consuming chicken?
I'll eat the shit out of a chicken so long as it's not on the bone. I have a weird thing about
Bones are
bone
just
and-
not. I feel like
Can you tell
bones.
that Adam's really picky?
No, that's fine. I feel like honestly, in this day and age, bones are unnecessary, and I don't understand what people's
Yeah.
fascination is with wings. I don't get
Right.
it. Going
They
to, like,
used to throw those away.
Yeah, right? Yeah, going. Let's go to Hooters and get some wings. Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't want to work. What?
Let's go to Buffalo Wild Wings and
I
choke
just-
on a bunch of pieces they would throw away.
Yeah, I just got off work. Like, what? No, I just want my, I just want my food like done already. Like, what are we doing?
Oh shit.
That's why you have to
So
get.
there you
That's
go.
why you have to get drunk to eat those things, because you're not gonna do
Exactly.
it sober.
Well, because it also doesn't hurt as much when your mouth is on fire.
Yeah, I'm not.
I don't care.
I'm not keen on spice either, but that's.
Yeah.
Is mayonnaise spicy for you?
So I have a weird. I do try to force myself to eat spice to like.
Uh-huh.
I'm half Mexican, and my wife makes fun of me because I don't like spice, and she's
You're
like,
oxymoronic.
I'm moronic something, that's for sure. but yeah, I don't like spice. I try to force myself. I like flavored buffalo things if it's paired with stuff. I like Frank's Red Hot, and that's about as much as I get. I do try to venture out because I do like adventurous eating because I like experiencing culture through food, and spice is just one of those things. So like I do try other spices. I try spice, various kind of spices and things like that. But spices are like hot sauce to be hot just doesn't make sense to me for the purpose of being hot. Ghost peppers, I don't get it. I'll try it because of the culture, and I want to experience that through their food because that's the only culture they have is food and killing themselves. Through the spice, not actual depression. I don't want to get in. I'm not saying that, yeah, you know what I mean.
We know what you mean.
Yeah, like ghost pepper
Lisa's
eating
the kind of girl that like when I order wings, I have to make sure it's not too spicy or she can't eat. And then meanwhile, I order them too spicy so she can't eat them and I can eat them all.
Oh, that's clever. Yeah, she does that. So I'm allergic to shrimp, and my wife orders shrimp foods if she wants to have it to herself.
Okay, we've never actually done that though.
No. Well,
Or-
no,
or-
there was 1 or 2 times where I was like, oh, I don't want her to eat my stuff, and so I got it like a little too.
Oh, okay. I see how it is.
Clever. It all comes out.
It's alright. I had a salad that was too spicy the other day, so.
How'd you have a salad? What was on the salad?
Dude, I don't know. Okay, this was just a seed. It was really spicy. I even had somebody taste it, and they were like, "Yeah, that's really weird. It's really spicy."
I've
So
never
I
had a
just gave it
spicy
to Adam. I
salad.
was like, "I can't eat this."
I mean, I guess there's
My-
like.
It wasn't advertised as spicy.
That's my new kung fu maneuver, the spicy salad. It's my new wrestling move next to my dong. What is it, master of dong fighting?
Strong king of dong style.
Dong style, thank you.
Yeah.
Spicy salad and dong style.
I'll actually forward you that shirt link so you can support Jerry Ryan if you'd like.
I'm going to. I'll buy it for Marcus the King Anderson.
Oh, that'd be awesome. He probably, I mean, he obviously knows what it is.
Yeah, he's big into all that stuff.
I like Kenny Omega.
Oh, Kenny Omega's awesome. I'm actually really excited for AEW. I could go on about that. I don't want to. I don't know. I mean, that's a lot of stuff I could talk about on wrestling.
I mean, I guess we're just gonna have to part 2, part 3, part 4 of this.
I think one of my favorite things recently about like just starting to follow wrestling people is like the conversations. I follow the man just because she's badass.
My god, her tweet.
Oh my god, her Twitter is
Yeah.
hilarious. One of my favorite things actually is they had the they're doing the voting. Oh my gosh.
The voting for.
Yeah, they're doing voting for. It is for. Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah, the best WWE moment, the SB.
Oh yeah.
So Becky, she posted up her thing. She's like, "Yeah, vote for the man." And her opponents are like Ronda Rousey, Kofi Kingston, and then Roman Reigns. And Richard, like after his battle with leukemia, and so everyone's like, "Yeah, you should just step down from this one." Like she's still trying to portray that, like, "Yeah, I'm a badass, I'm a bitch" kind of thing. But people are like, "Yeah, you can't run the story with this one. He's gonna win."
Cancer.
Yeah.
And returned to the ring. So like every person, that's all the comments are. It's funny. I do enjoy
Yeah,
Twitter,
so
WWE people.
Roman Reigns got that, like, I don't know how familiar you are with, like, John Cena. Like, I don't know how familiar you are with, like, the whole John Cena thing and all that, but like before leukemia, he just got booed no matter what he did, which is kind of what John Cena did. And like that's kind of what the man in WWE does. Not the man as in Becky Lynch, but like WWE's guy. Like this is the superhero that we're gonna shove down people's throat. That's what Roman Reigns was. He hasn't got to that yet, and I'm kind of happy. But man, before all that, he was booed. I just hated seeing Roman Reigns. Like he's actually a sound worker, but man, it's just so cookie cutter and generic. But then he got leukemia, got some tears out of me, the bastard. And then he came back, and I was like, I'm so happy he's back.
Right? I know, everybody's stoked. And yeah, it's a cool thing to see, and it's cool that people recognize too just how much.
Yeah, they separate the man and like Roman Reigns and the person. I forget his name.
I think that's what's gonna have to happen. Is we're gonna have a cultural exchange outside of food. He shows us wrestling, we show him.
Show me what?
Concerts.
Oh,
like, you're just
okay,
like, a whole bunch of shows. Like you take us to wrestling shit.
I'm actually really sad. So wrestling is seems like it's more expensive than concerts. I don't know why, but like AEW had their debut show here, and the tickets sold out in like 5 minutes, in 10 minutes, something like that. And I had the opportunity to get them, and I didn't. And I'm like,
it's really big around here, and there's a lot of local stuff, like a lot of local stuff. And so it's not amazing, but they actually put a lot of effort.
Indie shows are the best.
Shows.
I love local shows.
Yeah.
Because like they get to interact with the crowd.
Much fun.
Yeah, you get to hear everything. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So yeah, we've got a lot of local stuff. A lot of WWE fans around here. A lot of father sons.
Yeah.
I'm sure every father son in Boise is like a WWE fan. With
Come
their
on,
kid.
Billy. Let's go to the local wrestling show.
Oh my God! I just made the connection.
What?
He reminds me of Jeff. The way you talk, the way you are, just
we have a friend that does a
we have like a
perfect
really
hand
good
kill.
friend who does a perfect hand
There's
kill, super
others?
into WWE.
All right.
Yeah, dude, just like you don't. Yeah, he's like one of my best friends and our ex-roommate. And, it's been killing me for the last little bit. I'm like, man.
I love saying dirty things with Hank Hill voice.
Yep.
It's so funny.
I might have you call into my show then and do some voices for me.
Come on, Peggy, put it in again. Damn it, Bobby, get out. I'm just kidding. This is why I'm never gonna get sponsors.
Yeah.
It's because you don't edit, dude. You just
I
edit that
refuse.
part out.
I know. Why would I refuse that? That's what's supposed to get me views.
No, I understand. I actually turned down an endorsement the other day because I didn't feel like going fucking ziplining.
You don't go to zipline.
Like,
Why?
Well, so like
Took
I
like
like
6
went
hours.
ziplining, yeah, and like it
He
was
was
like,
gone
hey, you
for
want to
so
go?
long.
I was like, no, not really. And they're like, what if we pay you? I was like, well, how much? And they're like, this amount. I was like, nah, I think I'm okay.
My wife goes through that a lot with her contract negotiations.
Yeah,
God, I would like to turn stuff down. I am forcing myself to do something else, so I'm gonna do like VO recordings. Just try to work on voiceover stuff.
All right.
Like I can't wait till I get to the point where I can turn stuff down.
You're gonna get there, baby doll.
I know it. I just need to put a fire under my ass. I've been trying the past couple of days to record a couple things. But
the thing is, you can turn stuff down even if you don't want to.
Turn me down nightly.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
It's joke.
Painting a bad picture of me.
Joke.
There's no bad picture of anything. It's your choice. I'm
No,
not.
No, he's painting a bad picture because it's not true.
we are both virgins.
Yeah.
Same,
actually.
dude.
Yeah, like sex is weird. Abstinence.
I don't even have kids, so there's really no proof that I actually know what I'm doing.
We stole ours from a playground.
Yeah, we were like, he's cute.
He's wearing a Team Liquid hat. We have to have.
Oh dear lord, yeah, that's it. He was probably born with that damn thing, knowing you guys.
It's totally off subject, but his birth was really funny. I had to have a C-section.
All births are funny. Let's talk about it.
No, this is the only thing.
We got to make sure we admit some details because it's not all funny.
No, the only thing I really remember much of that day, because I ended up like hemorrhaging and almost dying. The only thing I remember was I had a C-section and I couldn't, see or feel anything. And the doctor, he's like the best doctor ever. He just takes Liam, he takes the baby, and holds him over. And I wish you could like see my hands because he holds him over the blanket.
Little like drape, yeah.
Yeah, I can see, just like above his waist, and he goes, "Hi, mama," and like shook Liam like he was talking. It was the greatest thing in the world.
Were you on?
Yeah.
Did you have like a what do they call it? Did you have like
Epidural?
an anesthesia, something to
Yeah.
ease the pain? So
Yeah,
were you kind of loopy at that
Epidural.
point?
So
I don't know how this
epidural-
works. I've never had a child.
No, so at that point I wasn't, because the epidural is it's a shot that they give you, and it just completely numbs you.
Are you all right talking? Obviously, you're talking about
Yeah,
this.
oh,
I mean,
yeah,
you brought it up, but I was like,
No,
I'm
no.
curious.
Yeah.
Like,
I actually am holding her at gunpoint right now so she can continue.
is it legal to have guns? Well, yeah, of course it's legal to have guns.
In Idaho,
Yeah, it's
absolutely.
Idaho.
Well, I mean, like Alabama, there's certain things you can do to your spouse. Like, I didn't know if I don't.
Whoa!
Well, like holding him at
He's
gunpoint.
not actually holding me at gunpoint.
I just want to know if you are. If is it legal up in there? I don't know. Like Georgia, you can do all sorts of weird, twisted things. I used to live in Atlanta,
Yeah, I lived in Woodstock.
and I never got arrested.
That sounds. I mean, you're in Atlanta. There's a lot worse stuff going on.
Oh God, my building was seedy.
The epidural.
Sorry, that went way off topic. I'm sorry. Go on.
Right, that's all right. That's like my brain. The epidural
Same.
just numbs you from, we're the like mid back down, and so
Okay.
I.
So you weren't loopy in the brain or anything.
No, it wasn't until after when I ended up hemorrhaging multiple times, and so I got really loopy after that. So that's why I don't remember. I spent a couple days in the ICU.
Yeah.
But before then, no, it was just the epidural. It was weird feeling because it was like you could just feel pressure, kind of like when you're numb and you feel the pressure when you push on places, but you can't actually feel what's going on. So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I know I'm cut wide open, and it's not like a huge cut or anything
Fascinating.
now. But yeah, it's just weird knowing, like you can't see any of it. Obviously, they have the curtain up. Just knowing, yeah, like somebody is pulling this thing out of me, like right now, and I just have to kind of sit here and.
So the first time I dropped out of college, I was going for kinesiology, and I took some anatomy classes, which were the most fun classes in the world because I got to work on cadavers, and like that weirded so many people out. But I was like, oh man, this is awesome. I'm like, I don't know if there's something wrong. I don't really question any of it. I just like,
we've
this
already figured that one out.
Yeah.
We don't want to go down that bridge.
I was like, this is awesome. I was like, I get to work with this, and I get to see what they look like when they're dead. All this stuff. I was like, well, I never got to poke anything with a stick, down by the river as a kid, because like I guess I was just in a straight laced area. But man, I've always wondered like, what is it like being with all these sort of feelings and things like that, like all this stuff shot up in you. I've only been to the hospital once. I've only had an IV in me once, and that was to rehydrate me because I was like driving from Alabama back to my home, and I got sick, and my wife made me go to the hospital. Because other than that, I was puking up all my fluids, and I was going loopy, and I couldn't drive. And Ariel can't drive; she doesn't drive, so like I had to literally stop and go to the hospital, or else we probably would have wrecked. And that's the only time I've ever had an IV even inside me, and like the rush that I could feel going through my body was amazing. And I've kind of wanted an IV in me, pumping whatever. I don't care.
My sister is a phlebotomist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she
I just love black tar.
What's black tar?
It's
heroin. Never mind.
I watch them put the IV. Like I want to see it happen, but I know like I don't. My brain's telling me yes and no at the same time. It's never that
I love seeing the needle going. I love seeing blood come out. I love seeing the
IVs. They always, after you wear them for a few hours, they suck. They get so sore.
Yeah, they do.
I bruise up. Like my whole arm. Granted, I was bruised up in a lot of places because I lost a lot of blood, but like my entire arm was completely bruised, and it took almost weeks to recover.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
That was again because it was mostly because I lost a lot of blood, but. Yeah, IVs can be.
I have to add this. So the doctors basically take Lisa away. I know things aren't going well, and I'm such an idiot. I'm such a goon. That they bring me down in this room and they're like, Mr. Adam, we just want you to know that if we can't find the bleeding, that this could get real bad real fast, and you may need to prepare yourself.
Jesus.
And no, here we go. Get ready.
Okay, go. Yeah, go on.
Here I go. So they're like, Mr. McGuire, you might need to prepare yourself. And I was like, what? To go home?
And they're like, oh.
And the doctor put her arm on my shoulder and said, I'm so sorry, and walked away.
Oh, dear Lord. Well, I mean, I guess to go home is like, what else are you going to do?
Like, oh, wait a minute. I see what you're saying now. This just got real.
God.
Everything's fine. Life is good.
Yeah, I'm so glad you're both here.
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
mean, obviously, Adam's wasn't gonna die, but
No, right.
Yeah.
I mean,
never know.
Liam would be like way more fucked up. Though,
I would say he probably would have been very depressed, and I probably would have never known him or talked to him. But
well,
actually, no. By that time, I did know you guys. I knew you guys pre Liam. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, because at Mountain West Esports, you had not had a child.
Yeah, we had Liam.
You
did?
did?
So Liam's almost 2.
Liam's almost 2.
Oh wow! I thought you guys.
No, we got a sitter for the weekend.
Yeah.
You stayed with your mom. And it was like our first time. It was first time away from him. Like we were freaking out about it because we felt like horrible parents leaving our childhood and grandparents like perfect, amazing, okay conditions.
Did I ever tweet?
He was like, I think, yeah.
He was like 8 months.
What? Did I ever tweet you guys like congratulations? Because that would seem really weird now.
We weren't really like public about it, and again, this is probably the most public we've ever been about it because like we didn't find out until like.
I didn't know I was pregnant even until 2 weeks. They told me I had cancer.
What?
Yeah,
I mean, well,
for 6 months, whatever.
I mean, I don't know how kosher you are with like relating children to things, but Canada kind of they are.
Oh, I was like, oh, it's not cancer, it's parasite.
Yeah. Well, yes, yeah.
A little bit more preferable because a parasite can be moved, right? Cancer can't always be.
I went the other way. I said, great, we're going from caskets to cribs. I'm more excited about that.
Oh, God.
Though he was like 3 days away from being a cancer, and how hilarious would that have been?
Wait, what? Oh, I see, the month.
Yeah, not like he was like, oh, 3
not
more
like
days until
not like
every
every game person you play.
Yeah, I was wondering, is it like a science I don't know about with children?
Yeah,
no,
he was 3 days away from being having a sign.
Gotcha.
Being a cancer.
The crab.
Yeah. But
Okay.
before that, they were doing biopsies of my skin. They were doing X-rays of my lungs. They were doing like everything you could think of to try to find where the cancer was. And finally, they looked for ovarian cancer. And like, oh. No.
Congratulations.
How long did it take them to be able to just realize you're pregnant? Could they just not do a test at first?
30. Dude, listen, no single female in Idaho would ever have a child, before they were married.
Okay, well that's clear. Like that's not it at all. It was just that. So I'm on constant birth control, and I have been for a while. So I haven't had periods for years. And so I just took birth control, and like they asked if I was pregnant, and I said no, and it never crossed their minds. The funniest part is they biopsied my skin because I was getting discoloration on my face. Apparently, that discoloration on my face is a very common side effect or effect potentially of being pregnant. It's called melasma.
Okay.
And so they were
That's almost like my asthma, except that kills people.
Yeah, this is not deadly. So they saw that I had this, this like blemish. It almost looks like I have a black eye sometimes, but they saw this blemish. And even I remember like my sister, my mom being like, "Oh, it kind of looks like a pregnancy mask," because that's another name for it. And it was just being like, "Ha ha ha ha," ha. And then come to find out, I guess none of the doctors tried to piece anything together, or maybe they just wanted to do X-rays because it costs more than a pee test.
But that's what I was wondering. Okay, that's what I was wondering. Was that just a giant ploy to get money or something?
It is very possible, and if
I don't trust anything healthcare.
But like, hun, you also didn't show until like the 35th week. Like I did not believe when she told me. Yeah, she was like, well, because that's what it was. She was like, she calls me. I think they found the cancer. Like, I'm getting ready for a fucking terminal like diagnosis.
God.
She's like, I'm pregnant. And I was like, I laughed. I still feel bad to this day. I laughed and then like, are you serious? And then did the whole jump up and down and run around and like scream and then cry and then
That's crazy.
But yeah, and
that
then
must
like
have been so stressful.
I mean, it still is.
Yeah, and I never wanted kids or anything, but like I wouldn't give Liam up for the world. I love that little dude. He's like he's a mini me. He's so badass. He's such a cool kid.
Yeah.
It's like a dog you have to potty train.
Yeah.
We talked about that.
Train a dog. What are you
Fascinating. We've come full circle.
Yeah, right. Back to potty.
They call that a bad segue.
I don't know.
That's not a bad segue.
I think. Oh man. I'm gonna be honest. I am getting talking about all these babies and pregnancy. I'm getting hungry now. So,
just come be uncle.
Uncle Fekes.
Uncle Fekes.
Uncle Fekes.
I'm gonna be honest. That would. I know just one day out of my entire lifetime, you guys would ask, hey Uncle Fekes, you might watch him, and I would say no, and I don't.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna put you in that position, so no.
But either way, like you're gonna have to have that title because it's now.
Yeah, if you came and visited, you would be Uncle Fekes. Like, I mean, you would be able to choose, whatever. But
you'd be like Uncle Doomhammer if you wanted to. I don't. Uncle Doomhammer, can we play the game? That'd be dope.
No, Liam, you cheer for a shitty team. Go get me an ale, because I don't drink beer. Go get me an ale.
He would do it.
Yeah.
How bless. It's been great talking to you two, really. This has been...
It's, this is probably the most therapeutic, nerd session I've had in a long time.
I know, right. Yeah, I don't really get to talk to that. I talk about... so this... I don't know if you've, don't kiss my ass or anything, but I don't know if you, heard the other podcast, but, we mostly just talk about esports. And I do talk... I figured I'm talking to people in esports on this podcast about collegiate esports. I figured it's mostly going to be about esports, but, I do emphasize every time I talk to somebody or, recruit them, it's hey, it's an organic conversation. Let's just talk. It's always about...
It's cool to have more than just what it is, man. And that's, I think, what I liked about
I feel like
our
this...
relationships, It's real shit.
I feel like this finally encapsulated what I want, and this is no offense to my previous, guests. I love talking about everything that I've ever talked about. I feel like this finally encapsulated what I wanted.
You just need ADD people, ADD guests, and it'll be that.
I can get. I'm.
Well, hey, that's super cool to hear.
I actually really appreciate that.
That is awesome because this is a lot of fun. This is
actually the first one of these we've ever done, I think.
Yeah, we've done, interviews and stuff like that, but yeah, this is the first kind of sit down and just chat, just bullshit away.
Our interview's great. I've never felt so empowered in interviews. I know some people get camera shy and things like that. Obviously, we're broadcasters. I don't think camera shy is an option. But man, being interviewed is just so cathartic because I just don't have to give a piss. I could say what's on my mind, and I don't have to hide anything. Someone's asking me a question because they want my answers. They want what I have to say, and you're going to get what I have to say.
But then at the same time, if you really want to, you can also mention any of your endorsements or sponsors and make them extra happy. And so it's a triple.
Yeah, and I do love doing that. Actually, shouting out sponsors is one of my favorite things in CSL. That was always fun. I didn't have any sponsors. I didn't have any sponsors to shout out this year, but for CSL, because they had we had Bud. Oh man, one of the beers. are getting into esports, and they
they want to trademark the name.
Yeah. I don't know if it was that same one, but they like helped sponsor our Smash tournaments and all that, and like really funded all that. And I don't want to say the wrong beer just in case. I'm not contract with CSL because it's the off season right now, but I still don't want to say the wrong beer. But like one of them like really helped power all that, and I didn't have any opportunity to shout that out because it just wasn't my responsibility. And they were sponsoring that side of CSL, so like yeah. I don't know where I was going with that. I'm starting to get lightheaded.
Either way, though, man. Anytime you wanna shoot the shit, as they say, we are more than willing to do so. Even if you just want to talk to just one of us, because we do have separate personalities.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I contacted Lisa. No offense, Adam. I contacted because I thought you were at X Games, so I was like, I contacted Lisa and saying, hey, you want to? Because she's also the one that responded to my tweet that one time. So I was like, okay, cool. We'll set that up. And I missed
that tweet because I'm a loser.
Oh, it's okay. It was. Oh my God, I was so humbled by that. I was like so happy.
There were so many people that jumped on there. It was rad.
My heart. That's why I don't want to stop. That's like every time I want to stop this whole esports thing, I get some sort of like shot in the ass about that sort of like oh my God, people care. I'm so happy.
Yep, it all happens for a reason.
No ass kissing aside, we do thoroughly appreciate you and this and everything that we have done and will do. And so
I appreciate you guys.
It's that family mantra kind of thing. Yeah. We were talking about people we don't necessarily agree with, but we hold no ill will. And if they showed up tomorrow, I'd be like, hey, you want to go grab some food and some brew and call it a day. And I think that's what I really like about this esports thing.
The fact that you said you're wearing a TSM jersey and we are still talking to you right there just shows, the camaraderie between the
I mean, to be fair, you didn't know I was wearing that. I already knew that you had some sort of like TL abomination going on, so I could have kicked you off plenty of times.
I could have bounced out like an hour ago, though.
He's not an abomination. He's a young child.
I'm not saying he's a child.
Wow.
I wasn't actually referring to your avatar.
Wow.
I was just talking
I was just making the connection for you.
Yeah.
I was just talking to like know you have some sort of TL presence in your like vicinity.
Oh yeah.
You beat the Zella on my T's. That's all it is.
All right, Lisa, Adam, it was great talking to you. Thank you so much for being on.
We love you, dude. Thank you so much.
That was two different versions of energy there, and I appreciate both of them. All right, I'm gonna go get some food. Thank you again.
Love you, bye.
I'll tweet you guys when this goes out, and
yeah, let us know.
See you around.
Later, buddy. All right, later.
That was Adam and Lisa from Boise State. You can tell how comfortable we are. They're just two really cool people. And again, we've met before. Didn't have the atmosphere to just have a conversation like that. Actually, when I met them, they were just hyped up from the broadcast that their energy was kind of pouring out, and like, it was really hard to cut through at the moment, which is fine. That's what you want as a on-air personality. But and it's really hard coming down afterward. You have to just really like take it easy, chill out, and I like talked to them directly after the event, so that chill out moment had not even struck yet. So this is like me catching up with them, saying, hey, we talked before, and you two seem cool. Let's do that again sometime. And not on an esports basis, even though this kind of is, kind of not. But I had a lot of fun with those two. It was a great conversation, and it's definitely not going to be the last between us. I mean, they go back and forth between Boise and wherever they're at, and Vegas just happens to be that one of those places sometimes. And apparently, I need to go to Boise sometime, so got that to look forward to. And that's going to be it for this week. Thank you very much for joining me. I really hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I know I did. They seem to enjoy it, unless they're really good liars, which, I hope not. But, I mean, I guess they're trying to, something, they might be lying to be nice to me. So that's nice. That's good. They want to put a smile on my face. I respect that, too. Thank you very much. Either way, my name is Joshua FequezQuest. You can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/Fequez, P-H-E-Q-E-S. If you tweet me, I might take a second to get back to you because I have to go to my desktop now to actually be on Twitter. And don't worry, that is okay. Like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment in the comment section below. Definitely retweet any of the anything I have for the podcast. I enjoy doing this. This is a passion project of mine right now, and I really hope you guys enjoy it too. Once again, thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you next week.